indocumented, sí, pues, todos tenemos miedo porque...
They came in a Penske moving truck, not a marked government vehicle. Witnesses say the back door swung open and a team of agents poured out. We were terrified, one immigrant worker recalled. It all happened early Wednesday morning at a Home Depot in the Westlake district of Los Angeles. According to DHS, this was part of a planned operation called Trojan Horse, aimed at arresting members of the notorious MS-13 gang. But the people in the community tell a different story. They say those taken away weren't violent criminals. They were simply day laborers, men hoping to earn enough for a meal or to send money home. Within minutes, images and videos of federal agents in pursuit of undocumented immigrants flooded social media. The scenes showed confusion, panic, and fear. DHS later confirmed that 16 individuals were arrested for being in the U.S. illegally. Just 4 miles away in Boyle Heights, the raids dominated conversation at a press conference attended by government officials, business owners, and labor leaders. Many there believed such raids would be on hold after a recent federal court order that clearly stated immigration enforcement cannot target people based solely on race or ethnicity. Only days ago, we celebrated that ruling, one leader said. But we must fight to ensure it's enforced. What I saw this morning, men chased through the parking lot, rounded up, doesn't look consistent with that court decision. It looked like racial profiling. Community witnesses painted a tense picture of what happened. They say ICE agents arrived in the Penske truck loaded with armed officers, accompanied by unmarked white vans and pickups.
Now, a few days ago, we celebrated the court decision, and we're going to continue to celebrate that court decision, but we have to fight to make sure that that court decision is actually implemented and followed. Because this morning when I woke up, I saw pictures of a raid. It's hard for me to believe that that raid was consistent with the court order that said you cannot racially profile, you cannot racially discriminate. What I saw on the video, what I saw on the pictures that were sent to me, looked like the same guys chasing people through
A section of the parking lot was blocked off. Then, without warning, they began grabbing people at random. They took men who were simply standing here, hoping to get hired for the day, one vendor said. These are fathers, brothers, sons, try to survive, work hard, and send money home. Former acting IC Director Tom Homan defended the strategy, focusing on sanctuary cities.
The ICE raided the parking lot of this Home Depot, and they kidnapped approximately 10 people that we're hearing, and we've been talking to the community members and the vendors and the day laborers that are here, and ICE showed up they came in a Penske moving van, and loaded up with soldiers in the back, and they came with unmarked, white vans and white trucks, blocked off a portion of the parking lot, and started indiscriminately grabbing whoever they could. And they took, people out here just trying to make money and trying to survive and trying to work and take care of themselves.
We're putting them on notice. I've worked in this field for 40 years. The problem has only gotten worse. President Trump promised to take on sanctuary cities, and that's what's happening. We're not asking police to be immigration officers, only to notify us and honor detainers for dangerous individuals. Meanwhile, DHS announced a new detention facility, the Speedway Slammer, to open in Indiana, 65 miles north of Indianapolis.
Tom Homan, border czar, it's a huge job. Great to see you today. First of all, how does it help to call out these sanctuary policy cities?
Because we're putting them on notice. Look, I've been dealing with this for 40 years, Harris, and it's gotten worse and worse. So promises made, promises kept. President Trump promised he'd take the sanctuary cities on, and that's exactly what we're doing. I thank God Pam Bondi stepped on this right away. We're putting them on notice. Either you help us enforce the law, and I'm not even saying be an immigration officer. I'm saying notify us on our detainees when a public safety threat, illegal aliens in your jail.
It will hold 1,000 detainees, targeting the most violent illegal criminals before deportation. This follows the earlier opening of Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, which already houses 2,000 detainees and could expand to 4,000.
Everything we can to protect Americans.
Well, look, DHS has announced that we will see a new version of Alligator Alcatraz. It's going to pop up in Indiana. It's dubbed the Speedway Slammer and will be located 65 miles north of Indianapolis. at the Miami County Correctional Facility there. Detention space will be expanded to hold about 1,000 beds to house most violent illegal criminals. And this is just before they get deported, so that's where they'll be. Alligator Alcatraz opened this summer in Florida, to remind everybody, and it can now hold 2,000 detainees and is expected to hold up to 4,000 in the future.
Officials say both facilities are designed for speed, to process and deport detainees swiftly while following due process. But raids weren't limited to Westlake. Across Southern California, multiple federal agencies, including the FBI, DEA, DHS, and HSI, launched coordinated operations at a manufacturing site.
Speedway slammer. Secretary Noem says it will help to remove the worst of the worst from the country. Okay, how big is it, and when are you going to open it?
So, Stuart, it's 1,000 beds, and like its namesake, Speedway Slammer, it's going to be up and running quickly, just like Alligator Alcatraz was. And as well, we're going to get these illegal aliens into the facility quickly and out of it quickly. They will be deported swiftly with due process.
Tensions ran so high that Union President David Huerta of CIUSWW, representing janitors, was arrested while protesting. In downtown Los Angeles, another large raid took place earlier that same morning.
Raids by different federal agencies. Here at this one, we spotted FBI, DEA, HSI. This is a manufacturing company with multiple locations. At this particular location, as you can see, many activists have shown up because they heard about a raid. Maybe some workers might be affected by this. We don't know how many. And earlier, there was a problem here because there's so many activists that they actually arrested and took a union president, David Huerta from SEIU, USWW, the janitors union. All right, thank you so much.
Details remain unclear. How many were taken, where they were taken, and how families can reach them. But witnesses say it was significant in scale. For some, this isn't just politics, it's personal. One local father said, "We adopted a Hispanic son."
People who are supporting are out here and very emotional. They don't want these raids to be happening here. This is one of several happening in Southern California this morning. Let's go take a look at this video. We had a raid earlier this morning also here in downtown Los Angeles. Again, the details of that still pretty murky at this point. We don't know exactly how many people were taken into custody, where they've been taken, and how loved ones can get in touch with them. But we do know another raid, a pretty significant one, also happened this morning, and this was at a Home Depot in Westlake. It was earlier this morning. Homeland Security agents were detained.
I put an air tag on him because I'm terrified he could be taken. Not for anything he's done, but simply because of the color of his skin. The day's events left communities shaken, unsure what tomorrow will bring, and questioning whether the law and the Constitution still protect them.